Finally, in today's webinar, our last in a series of 3, I will be reviewing a mobile research application that allows student researchers to conduct their own online focus groups. Focus groups are different from one-on-one interviews in that they contain multiple participants that are interviewed together, with you, the researcher, acting as the moderator of the focus group. Focus groups can help you to figure out what are some key issues in a given area of research you're interested in, such as sustainability, environmental sustainability on your college campus, or global warmings, from a multiple set of perspectives all at once, such that you also get the interaction of participants as they go to and fro in discussing these issues. And so you get a good idea of what maybe some of the tensions around these issues are, what people tend to agree with, and so on. So it gives you, the researcher, the depth and the breadth on a given subject in a pretty quick period of time. So it's very, as you can see in this regard, exploratory. You can really go in depth and gather data pretty quickly to relate to the public at large some of the critical issues on the fly. So these focus groups are qualitatively driven in that you're interested in the responses of individuals, group responses over the course of the focus groups. Very often, focus groups can meet online rather than offline. And online focus groups, like the one we shall conduct today, have advantages of being conducted in a virtual space rather than a specific geographical location. It's easier sometimes for people to meet online rather than traveling to a specific area to meet up. It might be difficult for people to find the time to gather in one space, and it just makes it more convenient perhaps to do it online. On the other hand, you might miss some participants who don't have access, say, to a computer. So you have to make sure that you're getting a full deck of participants that can relate to this issue present in that focus group if you really want a robust answer to the questions that confront you as a researcher. With online focus groups, the participants meeting up in the same place at the same time can really cross different time zones very easily. Whether respondents need to be present at the same time depends on whether the focus group is synchronous or asynchronous. Sometimes when people's busy schedules don't allow them, for example, to all meet at the same time online, that would be a synchronous focus group at the same time. They can respond to questions that may be posted by the moderator at times that are convenient for them, and then they would probably either record or type in their response to a given question. And rather than a to and fro synchronously in a focus group, it would be asynchronous in that one could respond 10 or 20 or a day later. And of course, there are some real differences in the sense of how well participants can in fact interact readily with one another, say in an asynchronous focus group. The online focus group we will conduct today will be synchronous, meaning participants will respond to one another's comments at the same time on a given subject. Some of the advantages of focus group work include some of the following things. As I mentioned before, gaining exploratory data for your topic of study, or the ability to answer a multitude of research questions in a short period of time. Focus groups are distinct from one-on-one interviews, and they offer multiple perspectives at once. The option also to have an online focus group that's accessible to all the participants. Well, how can you conduct a focus group online? Well, we're going to be discussing one research application, mobile application, for your iPhone, Android, tablet, or computer laptop. It's called the Focus Group. Simply sign up by making an account and then begin your first online focus group. As you can see on the screen, I am making a focus group topic titled Adolescent Dating and Substance Use. I have the option of changing the privacy settings of the discussion group so that participants cannot see each other's responses to the questions I'm asking them. This might be preferable for topics that are sensitive and personal. However, other topics might be better discussed as a group that allows participants to converse with each other on the topic as I mediate the focus group. For the purposes of today's focus group, I have chosen to make the discussion semi-private, meaning that participants cannot see each other's responses due to the sensitivity of the subjects of substance abuse use and relationships. Today's focus group topic: adolescent relationships and substance abuse. The focus group content you will see today is excerpted from a focus group conducted by a researcher named Baker in 2014. The topic explored adolescent relationships and the role that substance abuse can play in dating violence. Once I have created the topic, I usually add 2 to 3 questions into the question box for participants to respond to. I recommend using very open-ended questions to explore the topic initially and let the discussion develop. For example, I asked my participants the following question: what role has substance abuse use, if at all, played in your dating life, romantic relationships? Adding participants to the focus group discussion is easy. I simply invite participants to join by adding their email to the authorized personnel list. This focus group application also gives you the option of sending emails to your approved participant list, which I often do prior to our scheduled focus group time to ensure that participants do not forget their appointment, which is extremely important. What are the advantages of online focus groups? The main advantage of having a focus group online is that it allows for a researcher to revisit what their participants have responded in writing because the data is stored in the app itself. As a researcher, I have never deleted any data I have collected, whether I think it is relevant or not for the subject I am exploring. For future reference, I can always log into my focus group account and review the responses I collected from my participants as they were written directly into the group chat. Additionally, with focus group participants that wouldn't normally be able to interact with each other across time and space can encounter one another in the virtual research setting provided by the focus group. In this setting, they can respond to each other, and the researcher can efficiently collect the kind of complex, in-depth, qualitative data that could not be gathered with an open-ended online survey questions. So wrapping up, I hope that today's webinar allowed you to gain some important tips on research data collection that you may find useful to practice in your own academic pursuits. The research applications I have reviewed today are just some of the hundreds of mobile technologies that are available to the researcher in various fields of inquiry. As I have demonstrated today, data can be collected in these research apps using many different methods such as field research, intensive interview, and focus group work. The benefits of these research applications are that they allow labor-intensive qualitative research to be more manageable and efficient and more organized in a time when research demands such high productivity. These research apps can really help get the job done. I hope that you will consider using these range of mobile research application technologies that are available to you, so you too conduct research on the fly. Thanks so much for watching today.